challenges with saving and investment is not just about low income, it's largely about access and understanding. So the first thing is, even if you're very rich, if you don't have access to savings, it might not even come into your consciousness to save or invest. So the most important thing is access. Do people have access to it? And that access, that limited access, is actually a major barrier preventing low-income guys from having access to savings and investment. Barriers that traditional investment management firms or even banks have created, which limits the number of people having access to savings and investments. Second, lack of understanding of how savings and investment work. People don't understand because existing players actually explain those things in a very, using big grammar, big English. Average person just wants to know, what am I putting in, what am I getting out? So it has to be explained in a very simple and easy to understand language. And then the third part is lack of attractiveness in savings and investment. So most people see existing savings and investment as black box because they don't understand it and they don't really understand the attraction. But if those attractions are put forward, for an average person to see, to understand, all those things will actually help a lot in the adoption. When it comes to consciously saving for the future or for certain life moments or consciously investing towards meeting long-term goals, access to those services are largely restricted. So 34 million people is like a unique number of people who have access to banking services in Nigeria. So I'm actually referring to the number of people who have BVN, basically. Founding Cowrywise is primarily to address the three major problems I've highlighted, which is how do we enable the mass market have access to savings and investment opportunities. So the objective and vision of Cowrywise is to democratize access to savings and investment by making the decision to save or invest as simple as you making a tweet or creating a tweet. That is the vision. So our primary core audience is actually young people between that age bracket. That doesn't mean we are not catering for people who are above 35 or 40 or 50, but it only means that we have our core market, the critical mass, is actually between the ages of 18 and 35. And the reason for that is very simple. This is a growing bracket in the population structure, and it is growing because a lot of people within that bracket are already used to making use of smartphones. They already understand what it means to be online. They already understand what it means to use smartphone and to have access to internet, right? So the critical mass of our target audience is actually within that bracket. The customer journey on Cowrywise is very simple. We have three major platforms, the web, Android mobile app, and then the iOS app. So you can either use any of these three platforms to sign up. And it takes you less than 5 minutes to actually sign up. After you download the app, if you're using the mobile app, it takes you less than 5 minutes to do that. And if you're not the type that likes mobile app, you can just visit the website and then create your account. To create your account, you need two things. First, a unique email address, your email address, and second, your phone number. And we verify your phone number to be sure that you're actually real. And we also verify your email address to be sure that you're real. The implication of that is you cannot use a fake email address to create accounts on Cowrywise. So after that, you will be given a set of different savings plan that you can choose from. And this set borders around a periodic plan, which allows you to save a certain amount on periodic basis, either monthly, daily, or weekly. So we call that periodic savings plan. You can decide to pick that, or you pick a fixed plan, which allows you to just put a fixed amount of money. Probably you have 10 million, 2 million, I just want to put aside for a fixed period of time. Or you can decide to pick life goal. And life goal just borders around you saving towards some life moments in your life. Something like retirement, like education plan or emergency funds. that borders around you meeting emergencies in the future. So I haven't chosen any of these plans. All you need to do is to specify the amount you want to save, the period you want to save for, and then you add your card. After you add your card, that's all. Then the plan automatically starts, and then you save automatically. So if you have chosen monthly, for example, on monthly basis, the amount you have set moves from your bank account to your Cowrywise account, and you start earning returns. So the return actually ranges between, currently, it reflects the overall interest rate environment in the Nigerian markets. So what we invest the savings in are largely treasury bills that are issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and bonds that are issued by the Debt Management Office on behalf of the Nigerian government. And we also invest in some commercial papers that are issued by top corporates in Nigeria, like Dangote, Cement, and flour mills. So we invest the savings in those instruments, and those instruments actually generate returns. So when you save on Cowrywise, you're saving most from your bank accounts to your Cowrywise accounts, and then from that Cowrywise account, the savings are then invested in those instruments that generate the returns that you get. And more importantly, those financial instruments are then held by our trustees, which in this case is Meristem trustees, on behalf of our customers. And the implication of that is that in addition to us investing your savings in relatively safe financial instruments that generate returns, those savings are also held in custody by a third party to ensure that nothing happens to your savings. That structure, that trustee structure, is actually similar to what the pension fund industry uses. It's where you have the pension fund administrator, and then you have a custodian who oversees the fund. So that is actually one of the best security structure you can get in a financial industry. And that structure has been working extremely well for us. And we have seen a couple of other fintech companies adopt the same structure to ensure that there is consumer protection, because that's very key. Customer interest needs to be protected so people don't get hurt or people don't lose the money that they're actually looking forward to. Before now, if you have to save or invest, it takes time. And 2, you might not even understand what you're doing. 3, you really don't have transparency in the entire process, right? So you just keep filling forms, you keep, ticking boxes. At the end of the day, you really can't see from end to end how your investment is or how your saving works. But with Cowrywise, in less than 5 minutes, you can actually set up an account. You can create a savings and investment plan, and you can monitor your savings and investment on the go, real time. And that is the peak of transparency, because you can actually see how your saving and investment portfolio changes on a daily basis. We've removed some form of intermediation in the process, such that we're enabling an average person to have access to the kind of returns on their savings and investment portfolio that, say, a millionaire will have access to. And we've done that by leveraging technology, which enables us to automate the entire process and make sure that you can actually start saving and investing with as little as 100 naira. The prospect is, where are we likely to be in the next 5-10 years? An example is, are people making use of checks currently, or they're making more use of online transfers? Definitely, the usage of check is declining rapidly, and the use of online transaction is rising. So the point is, we have to build for the present and for the future. We can't build for a declining trend. There is still a lot of room to cover in terms of tech adoption, especially access to internet on our major campuses. But I think that trend is actually rising upward. We still have a lot of people who are very scared of using anything online, especially when it comes to the issue of money. Some people are traditionally used to, walking into a bank branch to carry out physical transaction. And from day one, we knew that issue exists, and we were not expecting to be given trust on a platter of gold. We knew we needed to work to ensure we actually earn that trust over time. And earning the trust means that we need to deliver on our brand promise at every point in time. If this is what we say, it should not be different from what you experience when you use the app. So what technology has enabled us to do is to enable us bundle the entire financial experience into smartphones. And what that simply means is that smartphones are replacing branches. So if you have 10,000 branches in Nigeria, for example, among all the banks, it's actually substantially less than that. You can compare that to the 21 million smartphones that we have in the country. So technology has enabled us to bundle financial experience into service offerings that an average person can actually have access to at scale.